until February.
Alright.
Into a Jackson
Yeah.
and you can get
Alright,
up to
let's go.
$3,200. So why wait for your refund? You can get up to $3,200 with a no-fee refund advance. Go to Jackson today. Tonight we bring you the latest installment of one of the greatest rivalries in all sports.
Yes. We're being high skinners. And now we don't have to wear these. We're wearing our regular skins. Yeah, like 14 years. I already showed them mine. Yeah, I already showed them mine, so I don't have to show them again. No, it isn't. No, I believe it's episode 4. Wait, we are? Oh no, it's because oh yeah. Alright, so people don't worry, we're gonna start the and people yeah, we're gonna start it and inside, because we had a lot of effort in here. Yeah, and then we're gonna have to teach his face as a zombie or a dragon or something. Yeah, the zombie looks more creepier to kids. So like, I know, right? It looks like you're actual. Alright, start up the world. Or am I starting it up? I'm hiding in the bushes.
Live, I thought he was going to make it, but he hasn't got up yet. Let's not go with my confidence.
What?
It was slow getting to that as well, but slow getting to where he released him. He's been shooting it. That's a great time, isn't it?
Yeah. So everything has to be like ripped up, so Fallout, because Fallout has like some ripped up stuff. Yeah. 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 I know. It's like whenever you find like, like. I know, right? Yo, Aiden. On a Fallout, this is what I was gonna say whenever you're still talking. I was like, whenever you get your first gun, people are just gonna start banging you, and you're like, bah, 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 bah. And then you just. Yeah. Aiden, are you gonna? Yo, Aiden, are you gonna invite me? Oh, you're still, oh, I didn't know. Because I've been waiting in the main menu for so long.
Do with one hit. Nice on Rickers. 3 balls to come. Twice to do it.
I don't know. I think so. Alright, role play starts now. Wait, why? Alright. Heck yeah, please. You're gonna have a red bed? Alright, can you teleport me, dude? Because I don't know where you are. Yeah. Wait, it's my game on before. My game will be creative. Yeah, you just follow me. Alright, let's get... Oh! Shh, let's go. Hurry, let's go. Crouch down, crouch down. Those things are wild. Ugh. My baby arms can't do that. I may have bad. My baby arms are.
When the two teams play, they don't respect each other. Both teams respect each other a whole bunch, but you hate the other side.
You go to Montreal, and you're from Quebec. It's on. It's already on. You hate the Bulls. It's a new big talk show. It's religion. It's cult life.
Alright. Break up. Take it off. Break up.
City has those game circle. It's incredible. You know it's coming, and it's going to be a good one.
Alright, let me try it on. I can barely see. I'm taking it off.
It's so intense, and it just brings out the best in everybody.
I'm gonna put it on only if I see one.
I just threw a punch out. Been all out. All I know from that point on,
Yeah, me
it
too.
was a complete melee.
Yeah, that's what they always do with survival movies, so I guess we do the same. Cannonball!
I mean, there was just venom in every shift. There was no pick the other guy up after the fight. This was spit on him while he was down.
I know. Whenever they ink, that means they poop in the water.
You want to embrace the challenge. You want to embrace the energy and the rivalry.
And I do not want to swim in poop water. Yeah, please. Freezing.
Original Six franchise. NHL Live League. You get the birthday boy, Jeremy Roenick here, and very happy to have Eddie Olczyk again. Happy birthday, Jerry.
Thank you, buddy. I'm getting close.
Okay, all right.
Chasing you down,
Happy
buddy.
birthday.
What is it?
Good to see you, pal. Good to see you. It's great to have you here.
Oh,
Nice
sorry.
to be back. Yeah, second time. They let me
I'm
back.
trying to break it.
It's fantastic to see you. It's fantastic to have you here. Tell us, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing well. Treatments have been going extremely well. It's been a battle.
Stone, wasn't it?
But I got 35 more days until I'm unhooked, hopefully for the last time. And my doctors have been incredible. The support from the entire league and my family and friends, obviously, and my doctors
What?
have been. It's been an incredible run, and we're battling every day, and this is great medicine.
I know, right?
To be out of the house and to be with you guys and to be out and do games with
What is
Doc
it
and
made out of?
so we'll send well wishes to Pierre, obviously.
Yes.
But it's great to be a part of the National Hockey League
What does
again.
what
and,
mean?
35 days from now we'll have a little party.
What does what mean?
Our wish is seeing Eddie Olczyk more and more and more, and having him on every night come playoff time.
That's the plan, JR.
That's
the plan.
That's my wish for the new year right there.
Well, it's great to have you here. It's good medicine for you. It's great for us. And I want to echo that sentiment. We certainly wish Pierre the best in his recovery as well. Tonight, we've got the latest chapter in this Boston-Montreal rivalry. The Bruins on fire right now. They're 9-0-4 during the
I know,
last
that's why I
month
said,
of play. They're first in the league in goals during that time. Second in the league in goals again. Meanwhile, you have the disappointing Canadiens. 9 points. Did
you hear that?
Tonight, will mark Claude Williams' first game back in Boston since being fired last year.
Well, it was a little different. Obviously, you come here as a home team coach,
Some
and
make a
now you
wooden
come
sword.
in as a visitor. A little strange, but
Right here,
familiar
mine,
with the,
like, breaking this
what's
tree
going on,
down.
And, but as I said in French, a lot of
My baby arms can't
construction
handle
going on around
this.
here, and things are seem to be moving ahead. So, it is a little strange, but at the same time, I think I'll get comfortable soon enough.
It's going to be a little strange. He's back. I don't know if he's going to get comfortable. I don't know about that. Nothing's really been comfortable.
We're in like 1 minute.
It's been a battle, Liam. JR and I were talking a little bit earlier. I think for the Montreal Canadiens, there's only 2 teams in the National Hockey League that scored fewer goals than the Montreal Canadiens, and that's the Buffalo Sabres and the Arizona Coyotes. And it puts a lot of pressure on your team, puts a lot of pressure on your defense. Lots of speculation going on in Montreal, but there's something about an original 6 rivalry to get the juices flowing where they face each other 3 times in 10 days or whatever it is over the stretch. They are scoring a few more goals as of late, the last couple of games, but for me, JR, with Montreal, it starts with their offense. They've been offensively challenged for the last 5-6 years, really, when you really dig down and get into the numbers and see how they've kind of performed over that stretch. And look, Carey Price, we know, is one of the elite goaltenders in the National Hockey League. And that's one of the reasons why they've been, had a chance to go to Stanley Cup final a handful of years ago. But for me, it's strictly the offensive part of the game that has really put them in this spot over the course of a long period of time.
There's no question. And they even give up a lot defensively. They let up 5 goals the other day against the New York Islanders. I mean, you can't score as little as they do and give up the chances they do and expect to win hockey games in this league anymore. You have a guy that's 26 points in Galchenyuk that leads their team in points. They're guys with more goals in the league than they even have points. So you're not going to win hockey games like that. But if there is a way to get jump-started is playing your rival. They're playing the Boston Bruins. They just lost the other day. This is a good way for a team to get together, bond together, win by committee, and go out and try to jump-start their season right now.
What does Bergevin do, though, JR? I mean, look, he's been on the job for a handful of years. He signed a 6-year extension a couple of years ago. Like, at some point here, you're going to have to make a drastic measure, because, look, how's it going to improve next year?
I'm coming.
The question is drastic measure to turn around or drastic measure now to rebuild?
Well, I think that becomes a question. Do you trade now to rebuild and get draft picks, or do you trade now to get somebody back that can be an instant impact in the lineup? It's very hard.
They need more than just one player.
And I don't see many guys, with the exception of maybe Pacioretty, that can go out and acquire someone that is going to 2 or 3 guys that are going to fit into the lineup right away. They're playing against a team, Boston Bruins tonight, that are just flying on all cylinders right now. Defensively, you mentioned it, the second in the league. They haven't lost in regulation since December 14th. And they're doing it by committee. Their defense is playing strong. Their goaltenders, they have that good goaltender competition going between Khudobin and Rask. And they have their leaders that are leading the young kids. You have the young kids like Heinen and Bobrovsky and McAvoy that are watching guys like Chara and Patrice Bergeron and Marchand go out and show them every day how to be a professional. And then Bruce Cassidy says, okay, listen, boys, we're going to give you the reins. We're going to let you do what you want to do, and there's trust there. And they're going out and making sure that they stay attentive to each other and accountable to each other. That's why they're winning hockey games.
To me, their identity has changed here over the last little while. They're a faster team, and they're younger. And he did Bruce Cassidy credit and the organization, Donnie Sweeney, Cam Neely, for going in that direction. You have to play young players now, whether you want to or not. This isn't the same Bruins of 3 to 5 years ago. This is a fast team, and they only have 10 regulation losses. Tampa's got 10 as well. I mean, that's an incredible.
It's a nice mixture. As JR mentioned, the veterans
without a doubt.
Cup threat right now. You want to see them add something.
Look, under that tree,
I think if they could add a guy to me on the back end with some experience, maybe a guy like Nicholas Chalmerson out there in Arizona. Wow. Great shot blocker, a guy that you could put in that situation, and a guy that's been there. He's won 3 Stanley Cups when he was in Chicago. So for me, I think I'd like the forwards. I mean, there's nothing wrong with ever adding an extra forward.
Hey, don't try to kill my Don't try to kill my friend.
A defensive guy like that can put in any situation. That's
I think
getting to the conference final.
A good start right here. Plenty more of this to come.
I
mentioned some of the youth, of course, veterans as well. David Backus, also nice to see what's set for this rivalry. Leading off Lawrence side of Bob McKenzie as the latest news on all the defensemen are going to be available.
I'm not eating any of that. I'm getting animals. I'm killing animals. I'm not going to eat monsters.
Hey, thanks for coming by. I want to talk to you about my friend. He let his car insurance lapse.
Not a problem. We'll give him credit for any prior coverage he had in the last 5 years.
I like your style.
Just making auto insurance easier.
Let's take a ride.
Got an elevator?
Use the stairs.
Get your anonymous online quote with low payments now. For free no rate you can get online. Go to the general.
Watch out behind you.
They say money can't buy happiness. Yet every day $4.99 buys you a foot-long Black Forest can, Nico marinara, spicy Italian, and more. That's happiness, and I'm buying it. 5 foot-long, $4.99 each for a limited time Subway. Something like that. We made pop-up cards. We started with 2 people.
Alright. Well, this will have to be... Well, I'm going to keep the video on. I might not be moving because I'm doing something. I have to go eat, so bye. And protect me.
I'm here for an important reason. Colon cancer screening. If you're age 50 or older and at average risk, Cologuard finds cancer and pre-cancer. And it's a non-invasive test you can use at home. In fact, I'm as easy as get, go, gone. How do you get me? Your doctor orders me, and I'm delivered directly to your doorstep. There's no need for time off or special prep, because I use the DNA in your stool to find colon cancer. Then you just go. I mean, collect your sample. Then I'm gone. Just ship me to the lab. Gotta go.
Cologuard is intended for individuals at average risk for colon cancer. Cologuard is not for high-risk individuals, including those with a history of colon cancer or polyps, IBD, certain hereditary cancer syndromes, or a family history of colon cancer. Cologuard, colon cancer screening that's as easy as get, go, gone. Ask your doctor if Cologuard is right for you.
The challenge is facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring. But we do know that we'll solve them.
Isn't it special? Nervous anticipation inside and out.
NHL.tv is your home for live hockey. Every hit, every save, every goal, every second of every out-of-market game, at home or on the go. Catch them all on NHL.tv. Get it now, watch it anywhere. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit NHL.tv for details.
The world comes together for the Winter Olympics, and for the first time ever, live coverage coast to coast begins February 8th, followed by the opening ceremony February 9th on NBC. Back here with our NHL insider, Bob McKenzie. Let's talk about the Blue Jackets. Here's a team, fewest goals in the Metropolitan Division, but there they are, right in third place, dealing with injuries and trying to be proactive about this, making some moves.
Yeah, today it was a waiver claim. The LA Kings put veteran forward Jussi Jokinen on waivers. The Columbus Blue Jackets claimed them in part because in a corresponding move, Sonny Milano was put on injured reserve. He's out the next 4 to 6 weeks with an oblique muscle injury. But this is also to do with the other injuries up front that the Blue Jackets are facing. Cam Atkinson, Brandon Dubinsky, a couple of players who remain out of the lineup and probably will for at least the next couple of weeks. So General Manager Jarmo Kekalainen just looking for a little insulation in the depth of the lineup, and Jokinen provides that.
All right, let's stay with the Blue Jackets. Their defenseman, Jack Johnson, he's made it clear he wants out of Columbus. What's the why and what's the appetite to potentially deal him?
Well, why do you depend on who you talk to? What you've got here is a 31-year-old defenseman, expiring contract, had been negotiating an extension with the Blue Jackets. Things maybe got off the rails a little bit on the extension. Some people think that's the reason why Jack Johnson asked for a trade. Now, there's also people suggesting that he's kind of lost his spot to some degree in the top four over the course of the season, that his minutes, even though they are still in the top four on the Columbus Blue Line, that they are declining, that Marcus Nudavera is the emergence of a 23-year-old defenseman has taken some of his minutes, and maybe this is as much about, hey, I want to play more, so I'm asking for a trade, and the contract thing's hanging over my head. I think we're probably, as far as the playing goes, in one of these catch-22 situations, play more, play better. The player says, play me more and I'll play better, and the club says, play better and we'll play you more. Now, the Blue Jackets are not obliged to trade him. They're open to the idea, but only for the absolute precise return. The Blue Jackets are a team that expects to be a playoff team, and they're not going to take a second and a third round pick for Jack Johnson. That doesn't help the Blue Jackets for the balance of the season or the playoffs. If they can get a corresponding free agent, maybe a forward that could help them, pending unrestricted free agent, or if they get a future consideration deal that absolutely knocks their socks off, then yeah, they might consider that. But for now, it's, I think, status quo, and we'll see how Johnson plays, see where his minutes go, and we'll see whether, in fact, he is even traded at the deadline. It's not a guarantee.
With that in mind, and going back to what Edzo said about Jomerson, people wondering how strong the trade market might be for defensemen, let's go to the Rangers. And a player like Ryan McDonough. Rangers, would they be open to hearing offers?
Well, the Rangers are not committed to trading Ryan McDonough. He's going to be 29 years old next season. He's under contract for one more year at $4.7 million. But if you look at what the New York Rangers did last year, the trading of Derek Stepan, the buying out of Dan Girardi, they are reloading. They don't want to call it a rebuild because New York never wants to call it a rebuild. But I would say that they are doing their due diligence just in the event that they may be in a position, if the team falls right out of it, if they get an unbelievable offer on a guy like McDonough. I think they'll do that with all their players. They'll do it with McDonough. They'll do it with Matt Zuccarello, who's got a year left on his deal. They'll do it with the pending unrestricted free agents as well, Michael Grabner and Rick Nash. That doesn't mean they're committed to trading those players, but it means that they want to gauge now what the market is for those guys and what they might get back.
Detroit a lot closer to a rebuild. Mike Green, an all-star this year. What's their status with him, and what's it going to take to get him?
Well, the Red Wings are obviously going to be in sell mode, but they're not just there yet. I mean, whether it's appearances or not, they're 9 points out of a playoff spot, and they got a couple of games in hand on the Pittsburgh Penguins. But Mike Green's a right-shot defenseman, can run a power play, a shot from the power play. He's a puck mover. He's actually playing pretty well on a Detroit Red Wing team that some people thought would completely fall apart and hasn't been that bad of late, relatively speaking. But they're obviously going to be selling at some point, and they will sell Green, and they will get as much future considerations for him as they possibly can. One thing to keep in mind, though, Mike Green has a full no-trade clause. That means whatever happens with Mike Green on the trade front, he's going to be driving the bus to some degree in terms of when it happens and where it happens.
All right, we're going to have much more with Bob up ahead, but coming up next, Enzo and JR are back, and they will weigh in on the Ironman suspension decision. The Ducks Knights, again, will be without Andrew Cogliano. The question, did he deserve the 2-game ban? They'll discuss it right after this.
Hey, honey.
Have you seen the fence? Because it's missing again.
Really? That is so weird.
Yeah, what do you think it could be?
I don't know.
Do you think you can keep an eye out?
Yeah, I could probably find it.
But how long will it take?
It usually takes 3 or 4 hours to find a fence.
Let's go.
Okay, go Cardinals.
We're good. You let you buy. Let's go.
Hyundai, official sponsor of the NFL.
When you hear Domino's, you think pizza. Well, we're more than that. We're mouth-watering bread twists, oven-baked sandwiches, pastas, chicken, and pizza. Just $5.99 each when you order 2 or more. We didn't stop at pizza, and you don't have to either.
We make pop-up cards. We started with 2 people. Today we're 400. With Office 365, we can all stay connected.
And 3D and PowerPoint shows clients exactly what our cards look like.
Seeing people's reactions makes it all worthwhile.
What is your online tax service getting you? Stop by your local Jackson Hewitt and get all the benefits of a tax pro. With Jackson Hewitt, you get 100% accuracy and our max refund guarantee. So switch to Jackson Hewitt, open late and weekends.
When you hear Domino's, you think pizza. Well, we're more than that. We're mouth-watering bread twists, oven-baked sandwiches, pastas, chicken, and pizza. Just $5.99 each when you order 2 or more. We didn't stop at pizza, and you don't have to either.
It's every kid's dream to be an Olympian. There's no other event in the world that has this kind of impact.
You're not really representing yourself anymore. You're representing your country and your hometown.
Made it. Did it.
You're a part of something that's much larger than yourself. All eyes across the world are watching you do what you love to do. It's like nothing else.
The Winter Olympics begin February 8th, live on NBC.
This is a public health announcement from the Parkinson's Disease Law Center, PC. If you or a loved one has Parkinson's disease, has ever worked in agriculture, or lived in a rural area, you may have been exposed to the dangerous pesticide paraquat and may be entitled to compensation. Scientific research has linked paraquat to the development of Parkinson's disease. You may be entitled to compensation with no out-of-pocket cost to you. You or a loved one may have a claim. Our attorneys are available to help today. Call now. Get on board.
There's a train coming somewhere.
Thank you.
The people are this train.
Comcast is proud to bring the 2018 Winter Olympics home to all of us. Good luck, Team USA.
Just 2 games on the schedule tonight. We have them both here on Bruins. It's out to Anaheim for Penn's Ducks. The defending champs seem to be finding their stride. Pittsburgh won 4 straight games, outscoring their opponents 19-8 in the process. Anaheim, meanwhile, they dropped 3 of 4, 4 points out of playoff position, again without Andrew Cogliano. His Ironman streak, 830 consecutive games, that was snapped on Monday when he began his suspension for the hit he delivered to Kings forward Adrian Kempe. I can just look at your face. I know you weren't happy with this.
Not happy, still not happy.
All right, well, what's your position on it?
It's
your
birthday. Be happy. Well, I'm happy it's my birthday. Well, kind of. I'm getting a little bit too old, but I don't like the look of the hit. Maybe, yes, it was a little bit of a headshot. I've seen a lot worse guys getting hit in the head. I know Kempe never left the game, didn't miss any time. And you can look at who's hitting them. I mean, yes, it was late, I think, but that kind of hit with as brutal as it didn't look, I think a fine would have been perfectly fine, for lack of a better word. But I mean, you look at the work of Cogliano through 830 games, 281 penalty minutes. He plays like a gentleman. He's a true professional.
Not on that play, he didn't.
I thought absolutely. Well, if it's late, yes.
Was it a headshot?
It was
a headshot, Jared.
But it's also where, listen, you got a guy who's 6'3", you have a guy who's 5'10". Okay, the way he skates, Andrew Kempe, he's lower. He
never changed his angle, JR.
Well,
and you want
we had a hit last
right?
night. We had a hit last night. Carrier hit Ryan Johansson, and he hit his head. There was no call. It was a much brutal of a looking play. No call, no suspension, not even a look. So, I just think sometimes
you take the Iron Man streak out of this.
That's irrelevant.
You take this completely out of it.
Yes,
I agree.
Yes and no.
I agree that you include the idea that he has no
take it right out.
But you can.
I think sometimes you turn a blind eye.
No, you don't.
I do. Sometimes
you want
turn a blind eye.
You'd be the same guy that would say, look. First off, I think he was not in control. It's a headshot. And is a teaching point here. Why is, look at Andrew Cogliano, I want him on my team for sure. Why is he carrying his stick up so high? When you carry your stick up like that, automatically your arms come up, your elbow comes up, and your shoulder hits Kempe. It doesn't matter that, again, it doesn't matter that he was hurt or not on the play. To me, the intent was, Andrew Cogliano is good enough of a player, smart enough of a, hold on a second, Jared. He's smart enough of a player in a player that he knows in that situation he could have held off if he wanted, but he chose not.
Plus, also part of the suspension protocol is looking at a person's history, which he has zero of. A second is if there's injury and whether the guy misses any time, which there was none of. So you have an argument both ways that I think. Yes, I think sometimes you turn a blind eye and you look at the player that did it. And in this aspect, to me, he's a gentleman.
Borderline, and
he's a gentlemanly player. And you know what?
I don't see the borderline at all. I don't. And look at.
I feel like I'm standing next to Mike Milbury, and I actually like it because
I'll take that as a compliment.
It's a good.
There's no threat of physical violence.
It's a good debate, but I'm sticking with my boy. I'm sticking with my boy Cogliano.
Well, hey, look, he could be your boy, but to me, I think he could have had an opportunity. I think he could have laid off on that hit. He put himself in that spot, and I think the league made the right call.
Either way,
$5,000 fine.
He's out.
Let him continue to play.
He's out. The Pens don't have to deal with him. Pens 5-1 in the new year.
Yeah.
All right. You watch this team. What has really stood out to you about them during this run?
Well, I think there's a lot of urgency here. And talking to Jeff Blashill, the head coach of the Detroit Red Wings,
he's going back.
One of his assistants. They had played Pittsburgh on that first game back after the bye, and they talked about Malkin in particular.
It better not be death.
A man amongst boys. Detroit didn't play very well, but when Malkin is using his body, when he is using his body to protect the puck, it is tough to get it off.
Where am
I? When he is a man on a mission, he can be a difference maker. That would be the one team, no question. They get into the playoffs, which I believe they will.
How am I going to drop if I didn't respond?
We don't want that.
Hey, these are superstars and champions. They've won 2 cups because these guys know.
People are starting to real quick. I think my game lagged out.
Whether they're going to